If you are about to start work in the construction industry, then chances are you will fall under HMRC's Construction Industry Scheme, CIS, and you will need to make or suffer deductions from your gross pay. CIS applies to any construction operation carried out across the UK and includes services such as site preparation, decorating and refurbishment, but doesn't include architecture and surveying, carpet fitting and hire of scaffolding without labour. It doesn't matter if you are a sole trader, partnership or a limited company, the rules will apply if you operate in the construction industry. The thing to watch out for is that the rules over deductions and payments vary little depending on your legal status. Let's look at the rules for contractors first. If you are a contractor, i.e. you employ subbies to work for you, then there are 5 stages to complying with CIS. You must register with HMRC for CIS before you take on your first subcontractor. You will need to use a Government Gateway online system to register as a new employer first before you can then register for CIS. Before you can pay a subcontractor, you must check their status with HMRC to find out which rate of deduction you need to apply. The most common is 20%, but it could be 30%, or you might need to pay them gross, which means that you don't make any deductions. Once you have verified their rate deduction, you will need to deduct this amount off the labour element of their invoice only. You shouldn't deduct CIS from any materials or VAT that you may have been billed for. You will need to provide the subcontractor with a statement confirming the amount of deduction you have taken from them each month. You will need to report and pay over all deductions made to HMRC on your monthly CIS return by the 19th of each month. For instance, if you're making a return for the tax month ended 5th of April, you will need to make sure your CIS reaches HMRC by the 19th of April. If you have not made any deductions, you will need to submit a nil return. If you fail to submit a return by the deadline each month, you will incur a fine. Don't forget to pay HMRC all of the deductions you have made each month. If you also have employees, HMRC will change your PAYE scheme to PAYE CIS scheme, and you can make one payment for combined PAYE and CIS liability each month. Now let's look at subcontractors. If you are a subcontractor working in the construction industry, then you will need to register with HMRC. Again, it doesn't matter if you're a sole trader, partnership or a limited company. The contractor you are working for will make a deduction from your payment and pay this over to HMRC on your behalf. These deductions will then count an advance payment towards your tax and national insurance bill. You may decide that you don't want deductions to be made by contractors, in which case you can apply for gross payment status. There are some criteria you must meet in order to be eligible for gross payment status. These are that you must have paid your tax and national insurance on time in the past, and that your turnover must be at least £30,000 for a sole trader, or for partnerships and limited companies, your turnover must be at least £30,000 per partner or director, or at least £100,000 for the whole partnership or company over the last 12 months. If you're a sole trader and you already have a unique tax reference, a UTR, then you can register for CIS online by logging in with your Government Gateway ID. If you are a partnership or limited company, you can register using an online form from the HMRC website. Remember, when you invoice a contractor, they won't make any deductions for CIS on VAT, materials or equipment, so you'll need to separate these out in your invoice. If you don't want to split out the cost of your materials because you don't want the contractor to see the cost you have charged, then they will have to deduct CIS from the total amount. This means they will deduct too much, although you will be able to claim this back. When you get paid, make sure the contractor gives you a statement for what they paid you each month and the total deductions that they have made. Keep these with your accounting records, as it will help to tie up your invoices with what you've been paid and make sure you get the full value of your deductions at the end of the year. How you claim back these deductions against your tax depends on your legal status. If you are a sole trader or a partnership, then you can submit the amount of the CIS deductions on your self-assessment tax return to reduce your self-assessment liability. If you are a limited company, then you must claim the deduction back through your company's payroll scheme. HMRC will pay back any deductions your company hasn't been able to claim back from its PAYE bill, but you'll need to write to them or apply online to claim it. Don't try to claim this back for your corporation tax, as you may get a penalty if you do.